So in this part of the series, the Media Studies coursework, I'm going to talk to you about representations in video games. Now, representations in video games are really important. What we find is that a few different things can be shown in video games, and this could be representations of characters, or representations of locations, or representations of events, or other types of representation. And usually these are linked into something which the target audience will be interested in. So let's have a quick look at a couple of representations. Okay, everyone knows who this is. We've got Batman. Right, okay, so what we need to work out is how is Batman represented, and what does it tell us about his character? And again, what we need to use to do this is we need to use the who, what, where, when type answer. So if we're looking at who, we know that it's Batman that's being represented. And we know this because of what? Well, we know it because of he's got the Batman symbol there, he's got his Batman hat. We can stereotypically know that this would look like Batman from the film. What does Batman represent in this image? Well, what can we take from this? Well, we can see the setting is quite dark and rainy and gloomy, and we can see that Batman's lit up, so he's lit up by the moon. So maybe we could be seeing that Batman is, the shining light in a city of darkness, or something like that. He's also represented as quite hard. Look at the emotion on his face. There's no emotion there. There's no happiness. He's a very we could say angry, or we could say an angry sort of character. We can also see that he's quite tough physically. You can see this from his muscles and what he's wearing here. He's carrying a weapon, and also the fact that his trousers here are ripped, which looks like he has been fighting. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to work out what we can see from this picture. Let's have a look at someone else. Right, this is Michael from GTA 5. Based on this, what can we see which tells us about his character? Well, number one, he's carrying a gun, so this must represent that he's a violent man. Number two, though, he's wearing a suit, so we could assume we're going to assume that from this he is an older character, or maybe he's an ex-businessman, or maybe he's someone who a gangster, or someone like that. One of the old-fashioned gangsters, not sort of a hoodie type gangster, but someone who is more of an old-fashioned sort of Italian sort of mafia type person in America. We can also see that he looks quite old, so his hair's quite short, isn't he? So he looks quite serious, rather than a character who is more happy-go-lucky. So what we're trying to do from this is we're trying to work out the representation of the character from what we can see. Now, within representations, and this is some work you're going to do in class, the things that we can look at are characters, locations, and places. So if we're looking at characters in video games, we can see that they represent and show something. We've got Lara Croft, Tomb Raider there. You can see that she is quite sexualized because she's wearing a short top which shows her stomach, and she's wearing like a crop top. But also she is quite masculine in terms of the way in which she is fighting the tigers, and she is, quite a powerful character. Next, we've got the Joker. And we know the Joker is quite evil, and we can see this from the picture. Look, if we look at his face and we look at his expression and we look at the clothes that he is wearing, this shows us that he is an evil, mean, maybe vindictive character. And this contrasts a lot to Gordon Freeman. You probably don't know who Gordon Freeman is, but he's out of Half-Life, and he looks quite serious, sort of a serious sort of main character for a game. And then here we've got Bowser from Mario, quite evil, quite look at his face, look at his facial features, look at what he's wearing. It tells me that he is sort of an evil character from within the game, not a happy character if we put Mario next to him. Okay, so locations. For example, let's have a look at this location. This location represents to me, a big city. It looks like it's quite bright. It looks like it's going to be quite hot. We can see palm trees. We can see it looks like it could actually be quite a nice place to go and live, based on what we can see in this picture. And this contrasts to this picture here, Okay, which looks like a location which isn't nice, which is quite scary, which is quite dark, which is quite somewhere where we wouldn't want to go and visit, and that would again link into the storyline within the game. Finally, we've got events. Okay, so events, games like Company of Hero will represent events within history which have happened or could have been or have been adapted for a video game. And these are quite true to life in terms of the way in which they try and replicate these. So hence war situations, lots of characters attacking each other, you know, old setting, World War II, etc., etc. So that's a bit about representation within video games. I hope that was helpful.